Hello, hello, hello. This is Mike, and I'm back with you Monday, May 19th, 2025, with the New York Notary Public Refresher Training Newsletter. And as you know, this is valuable for those of you, even if you've been a notary for 25 years or you've only been a notary for a year, to not fall into these bad habits. And this is also valuable for anybody who's currently studying to pass the notary license exam. In this case is about a notary license that was suspended. And my usual disclaimer, this information is already published online by New York State, so I'm not violating anybody's privacy. I purposely choose old cases that are still relevant with the current notary public licensing laws, which are reflected in the current New York State notary public licensing exam questions as of 2025. Okay, so this is State of New York, Department of State, in the matter of the complaint of Department of State, Division of Licensing Services, who were appointed by, exam answer, against Deborah L. Scott, a notary public. So this New York Notary Public notarized an affidavit on the exam. An affidavit is called the jurat for a co-worker without the affiant appearing before her and without administering a verbal oath and having the affiant swear or affirm with the words "I do" or like meaning. The complaint alleges that the respondent notarized a signature although the signatory was not present. You must always appear before the notary with an affidavit. As a matter of fact, you must always sign it in the presence of the notary. So Ms. Scott had a plea. They argued, they entered a plea nolo contendere, which is Latin for admitting the truth of the allegations, and through Mr. Green offered a statement in explanation and mitigation. So her boss, Mr. Green, offered a statement to try to reduce the sentence, saying that you have mitigating facts. We have special circumstances here because we're a government office. Okay, so findings of fact. Notice of hearing together with a copy of the complaint was served on the respondent by certified mail on May 13th, 1995. The respondent is, and at all times hereinafter mentioned, was a duly commissioned notary public. So on or about December 20th, 1993, Margaret Booker signed and filed with the City of Albany Commission of Human Rights, this is where they worked, a complaint on or about February 4th, 1994, at the request of the Commission staff person. The respondent, an employee of the City of Albany Department of Housing, notarized Ms. Booker's signature, indicating the document had been subscribed and sworn to before her. Ms. Booker was not present at the time of the notarization and did not appear before the respondent. So what happened was this thing was filed and it was never notarized, and later on they discovered they needed to notarize it and did it without the person appearing. So the opinion of the court was, regardless of her intent, a notary public acts unlawfully when she notarizes a document without the purported signatory being present. Division of Licensing Services, Computer 37 DOS 95. That's a case history. You don't need to know the case histories for the exam. You just need to know the laws. The notary's failure accurately to state the fact is not consistent with the strict obligation imposed upon a notary public. So, in mitigation of any penalty to be imposed, I have considered the fact that there are no allegations that Ms. Booker did not sign the complaint form or that any actual harm arose from the respondent's misconduct. So the judge is admitting that the notary did misconduct. You know, professional misconduct is normally a Class A misdemeanor. So the judge said that her actions obviated the need to require Ms. Booker return to the Commission of Human Rights office to complete her complaint form. I have also taken into consideration Mr. Green's statement, that's the boss of the notary, that the loss of the respondent's notary operations of the Albany Department of Housing, where as part of her job, the respondent notarizes several documents a day in transactions involving the obtaining of housing for low and middle income persons. The respondent is admonished, however, that any further violation could be expected to result in the imposition of a more severe penalty. Let me boil that down. Never underestimate the power of a judge. The person committed something that's a misdemeanor under the law, and they don't say here whether she got the misdemeanor or not, but the judge decided that they'll only suspend her license because it's a government office and they have a need to have her not have her license, revoked. Like normally anybody else, if you're in a private, office and your boss writes a letter and says, hey, please take it easy on this person because we're a private corporation, the judge is probably not going to, go easy. So how easy did the judge go? So, conclusions of the law. By notarizing a document when the affiant was not present and had not appeared before the respondent engaged in an act of misconduct. And that's under Executive Law 130, and you'll see in there that's a Class A misdemeanor, which is definite sentencing, which, at least you should have a misdemeanor on your record. So the judge determined, wherefore it is hereby determined that Deborah L. Scott has engaged in an act of misconduct as a notary public, and accordingly pursuant to the Executive 130, her commission as a notary public is suspended for a period of just 1 month, commencing July 195 and terminating July 3195. That's like a very light slap on the hand. Normally, most of us get a Class A misdemeanor and lose our license for that. So these are my findings of fact together with my opinion and conclusions of law. I recommend the approval of this determination. And that was Roger Schneier. If you look at all the other videos, Roger Schneier takes licenses away. He revokes them for things less serious than this. So I found this kind of interesting. So normally, let's just say he's not known for leniency. In this case, I repeat, the notary did do misconduct. It said there 3 times the judge admitted the person did misconduct, which is normally a Class A misdemeanor. And on the exam question is, what can the state do when you commit professional misconduct? And the answer is the state can suspend or normally remove your license. And in this case, the judge did the one that's very uncommon, only suspended the license of Miss Scott as a fellow government employee. Okay, so that's it. I hope you found that interesting. This is me, Mike. I've done over 450 live 5-hour training events in New York. We're only offering online licensing now. We've had over 70,000 students in person and online for the last 23 years I've been doing this. So our online course is only $77. We have not raised the price for over a decade. And you can visit at notaryny.thinkific.com to enroll directly and read all those 5-star reviews. There's 275 of them in there. And you can also learn more about the course by going to our website and read the sales page, www.howtobecomeanotaryinny.com, and you would click on Notary New York online classes. Also, we have notary supplies for you notaries that are renewing, testimonials, New York Notary exam schedules, sample New York practice exam for those of you that are studying for the exam. And for you current notaries, you can upgrade your license to a remote online notary, RON, after you have the traditional license and start charging $25 a signature, which is always discretionary. Okay, so thank you for watching. As usual, we appreciate all of you for spending your valuable time with us. And please help my channel if you appreciate this free service by hitting the like button, commenting, and sharing with people that are interested in becoming a notary public or your fellow notaries that need a review. Okay, that's it. We'll see you next time.
www.notaryeverything.com. Every office needs a notary public. Doesn't yours? Award-winning, online, self-paced NY State Notary Licensing Exam Prep. This is an amazing resume turbo booster. Increase respect from your employer or job interviewer. Get respect from coworkers, family, and friends. More and more employers want this on your resume. A notary license gets your resume on top of the interview list. Many people do this as an extra income gig. See the testimonials and social proof. Become the winner in your office by becoming a notary public today. Get free membership in the NYS Notary Association. www.howtobecomeanotary.ny.com. Call 347-427-9091 for more info.